Hey, I'm Herald-Sun sports writer John McCann. Make sure you check us out every Thursday right here at heraldsun.com/sports for our latest game day webcast. That's where you'll find out the latest about what's going on in area high school football. This week, I'm at East Chapel Hill High School with Coach Mike Holderman. Coach Holderman, good to talk to you. Welcome to Game Day.
Good to meet you. Thank you.
A little bit different twist. Normally, we're talking about teams that are having brilliant seasons, man, and competing for championships. That's not the case here at East Chapel Hill High School, Coach. Your first year on the job, you showed up, 4 days before practice could officially start? And you didn't have a lot to work with.
I mean, I got here 4 days before, so literally met the kids, met the coaching staff 4 days before, and, saw what we had. And I think we started fall camp with 23 kids.
Okay.
A lot of kids on vacation. A lot of kids didn't have everything, all the paperwork in, whatever the case may be. But we had 23 kids those first couple days.
All right.
So really, we had to start from scratch with the coaches. So we had to teach the coaches what we were expecting them. So then they had to go out and be able to coach the kids. I mean, it was definitely a tough spot.
So not enough guys even to field a JV squad. And last week, not enough guys due to injuries where you had to forfeit a game.
Yeah. I mean, believe me, I never thought I'd be in a position where we had to forfeit a game ever in my coaching career, but we just couldn't safely field the team. We just couldn't put guys in a situation that they would not have been able to compete and get out of that game in one piece.
Because you had enough guys, but between playing both ways, the fatigue factor and all that, it just wouldn't have been safe for the guys.
We would have had probably about 20 kids suited up. A majority of those guys, first-year football guys, having to play offense, defense, and special teams. So as administration, and as a coaching staff, we just thought it just couldn't work.
Well, help us understand what you're going through, Coach, because, I think it's easy to say, well, man, this guy shows up, he's forfeiting games, don't even have a JV program. You're essentially playing varsity football with a JV football team.
No doubt about it. The majority of our roster are sophomores and freshmen. We have 5 seniors, and only one of those seniors has played all 4 years. So my goal and my hope and what we'll do here is build the program up is where we have 15, 20 seniors that are 4-year guys, and that's how you build a program. So right now we are fighting every week to play a game where teams like Orange and Chapel Hill, those guys are fighting to win a championship. We're just fighting to play a game every week.
Well, how do you drum up the interest? You show up, you lost your quarterback and a great receiver to another school.
Sure.
How do you drum up interest here on campus that says, no, guys, stay here and play for me?
I think, obviously I don't know the situation I had before I got here, but all I can say is being here, I think, is going to help these guys know that there's going to be stability in the program. Before I got here and just doing a little bit of the research at East is not many coaches have stayed more than 3 years. And in my experience, you can't build a program in 3 years. You just can't do it. You can build a team. You can have 1 or 2 really competitive teams, but you don't build a program that way. So I think by me being here, me being in the building, 2 other new coaches are now in the building. So now we have 3 coaches in the building. We're going to hit those hallways, which we've already gotten so many guys since school started to play for us. Build a great relationship with the other varsity coaches in our building. Believe me, these guys are going to see me at all the other sporting events, basketball games, baseball games, lacrosse games.
Okay.
I'm going to be visible. And what do kids like? Kids like cool uniforms, cool stuff. Next year, believe me, we'll have new uniforms and stuff like that, and we'll have our kids involved doing that stuff. But our biggest salesmen are going to be our kids, and we're going to start working hard, and we'll definitely build it up.
Okay, so we can look for you to hang around for a little while.
I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I ain't going nowhere. My family's down here now, and I'm going to bring my kids through this great school. They're only 4 and 8 months, so I ain't going nowhere.
Okay. and this week, Coach, this Friday, are you going to be able to suit you guys up and play football?
Luckily, we got a lot of guys come back from. We had guys out because they're just sick last week. They couldn't come to practice. So we have our sick guys back. We have majority of the injured guys back. I think we're only going to have 2 guys out due to injuries still. So number-wise, we should be up around 30, 31 kids. So yeah, we're ready to go. It's homecoming for our guys. It's senior night. It's everything kind of rolling to one. So the kids are a little fired up, and not being able to play last week kind of lit a fire under their butts. So hopefully we're ready to go.
Early in the season, you tell it like it is in terms of, without making excuses. You say we ain't got much. This is how it's going to be this season. Going forward, Coach, does anybody have a harder job than you do?
I don't know. All I can tell you is nobody was put in a situation like our kids. Having to wait until 4 days before a coach was hired, and then trying to get through a varsity season with the roster that we have with so many young kids. Whether or not anybody has a harder job, I don't know, but we're going to work the hardest. I'll tell you that once the offseason rolls around.
All right.
Things will change. Will they happen overnight? Of course not. But 2, 3, 4 years down the road, you're going to be here in East Chapel Hill fighting for Pac-6 championships, getting in the playoffs, and seeing what happens there.
All right, we'll keep our eyes on you. Thank you, Coach, for being on Game Day.
Appreciate it.
And thank you for watching.